bio.
No, I think one. I found something.
You know, you're on the internet now, so.
What up, internet?
What's up? What's up? Man, it's been a minute since I've been live doing anything. We're gonna figure it out. So a lot of people want to talk about this election and election results. So we're gonna figure it out. A lot of people haven't seen in a minute. All right, here online. Figure it out. Oh, okay. I don't look too bad. But you know what I'm saying? We want to talk about the election. Just pop in here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Feel free if you got some comments, you can. I think it's been a long time since I used this system though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been like 3 years. So I'm a bit rusty on all of our live stuff over here. But we was like back here in the back office, everybody said, man, let's go live. Let's figure it out. So, if I missed something here, you'll let me know. But basically, just wanted to pop on, have a conversation real quick about this the election. Clearly, it's some really big news today. Yesterday, Katie Wilson took a lead with it was a 91 vote advantage. And this trend, this left shift that we've been talking about. So feel free to check out the election analysis that Kevin Schofield and I did a few days ago. It's lots of information in there. One of the biggest things you talked about, though, was the left shift. And we see that left shift continue. It continued yesterday with a 91 vote advantage, continued now today for an advantage of Wilson, continue now today, 1,346 votes. And, to be honest with you, the mathematicians are just saying that the math ain't mathing for Mayor Harrell. It says that for Harrell, he has a significant hill to climb to catch and win. And I think that's why a lot of people, most news organizations aren't quite there, but they're saying probability, most likely will be, all those kind of things, because there is enough votes for something like totally crazy to happen, but the chances of it happening isn't much. But basically, Harold would need to get over 80% of the remaining votes. For some reason, man, there's still 1,400 regular ballots that are still pending count, somewhere around that. There's the challenge ballots. A few thousand of those ballots need to be cured. And we've been telling people, I think everybody's been saying this, is that if you voted, first of all, God bless you, and you see that your vote really does count. These PSAs that we be talking about all the time, where we're like, yeah, get out and vote. Your voice, your vote can make the difference. Duh. You see what I'm saying? And that's where we at right now. It's just whose vote is really, these votes are really making a difference. It says here that Harold would need to get over 80% of the remaining votes to win, plus cure votes in his favor for every one that Wilson cures. And Mayor Harrell is not moving in that direction at this time. And so, it's what it's looking like right now is that Katie Wilson will most likely, it's still all got to play out. Still has to be certified. Every vote still has to be counted. But man, right now, it's looking like this is going to be a dub. You know what I'm saying? For Katie Wilson. And yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Who did you vote for and why? How are you feeling about these results? And no matter what, I think, man, Kevin Schofield had told me earlier that based on the numbers today, there's 0.49% the difference between the two candidates. That means of the people who did vote in this city is evenly divided by literally right down the middle, like 100%. It's literally statistically, mathematically, the city is very much divided. And what's crazy though is how many people didn't vote. It's wild, man. I mean, for us, at Converge, we all try to do our part to encourage people, get out there and vote, do your thing, to the best of our ability. But like, man, I'm talking to a lot of people who just didn't vote, and the reasons they didn't vote was crazy. Like one was like, yeah, I don't think my vote's gonna matter. Well, we see that these votes matter. But two, hold on, let me see. It's telling me to click a button over here. Okay. Comments, take on stage. All right. I hope I didn't break nothing there when I did that. But man, I heard a lot of people who, you know, it was just like they didn't vote really, not because they didn't think that a vote matters, but they just don't think that their quality of life is going to change no matter what. Like people in the city of Seattle and of course in the state of Washington, man, it's a lot of people who are just. I was saying the other day with Kevin Schofield, man. I think they feel institutionalized in a sense. They're like they just used to it. Here comes another tax. You know what I'm saying? Here comes another, whatever on our quality of life. And guys are just, man, they just take it. It's a lot of people who are just beat down. And that's why they didn't vote. You know, I mean, there's so many taxes. And that's one thing that people talk. I'm like, well, man, if you don't like the taxes, you know, you get out, vote, do something. It's like, man, they're just gonna tax us anyway. Everything in this city is so expensive. It's a lot of people that ain't vote because they're like, no matter what, it's gonna stay expensive or probably get even more expensive. So there's like a whole group of people, right? And it's weird because like this was clearly a highly like, it's Seattle. You know what I'm saying? It's all left leaning no matter what. So then you got a whole nother group of people that are like right leaning. Cause like, the last few weeks been talking to Twitter. Yeah, Twitter's crazy too. But I love you. If you're watching on Twitter right now, what's up, fam? Um, and I talked to people. There was somebody who tapped in from East King County. They're like, yeah, man, we're not voting over here. You know what I'm saying? It was like there's nothing, and not even, of course, they're voting for different things, especially like King County and King County Executive. They're like, nah. So you got people on all kinds of spectrums who just ain't voting. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people on the right of issues, or leaning, or what we would say right leaning, and they ain't vote. They might have voted for Medic One. You know what I'm saying? Um, if that. And they were like, I'm good. Then you got a lot of people who are on the left side of things, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know personally, I don't really think that there's just two absolute categories of left or right. But for the sake of this conversation, we could say that. Then you got people who are on the left leaning, left side of things, who, yeah, there was a big portion, that they voted, but man, you got a lot who are also they're like, why? For what? My my life is not going to get better, man, and that's kind of dangerous, and it's kind of sad too that people feel that one, the government has so burdened them. They're so burdened by government that they don't feel like their life is even going to get better, no matter what. So, anyways, back to the race at hand. Um, according to my buddy Kevin Schofield, approximately 1,400 regular ballots are still pending count. Crucially, up to 3,000 ballots are challenged and need to be cured. We went over challenge ballots a few days ago. Some of y'all showed up with different signatures. You know what I'm saying? Or or there might be like a postmark issue or something like that. But they have in the verification of these ballots, they found a problem, and it's usually signature. And that's when we talk about the curing of a ballot. And these guys, depending on how strong their ground game is, I mean, that's how you get the votes cured, right? Well, one, ideally, everybody should go to the website, King County, and just track your ballot, just be sure. but you know, the carrying the ground game, you know, they're trying to find these challenged ballots, the owners of these challenged ballots, and get back to them. So, but yeah, it's interesting times here. And what? So hold on. So one other big thing is that a lot of people have been asking us and asking generally, it's like, why does this take so long? Uh, Louder for the people in the back. Why does this take so long? Right? You know, it's a few different reasons, but like one of the bigger reasons is, I mean, I think they're prepared for it, but there was a larger number of ballots that came in on election day today. I mean, on election day, but it's the two-part process this here, right? So like in other states, you and your ballot are verified at the polling station, right? And so then they count the ballot. There's one step, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where the verification happens. But here in the state of Washington, we're talking about King County elections, as a ballot comes through, it has to be verified first that it's actually your ballot. This is your signature. And then after that verification is when the counting process begins, right? And so that's one thing. I don't have all the tea on King County elections, you know what I'm saying, like I used to, but that's a big part of why apparently it takes so long to be able to get the results. Um, I would hope though that, like, you know, moving forward, they might find some more efficient, you know, system, because like they're still counting, you know, like regular ballots. There's still 1,400 ballots that they said are out there to count. So, anyways, you know, it'd be good to know what you guys are thinking, you know what I'm saying, about this election. Did you get the result, or are you seeing that you're getting the result that you wanted? You know what I'm saying? Is this the result? Is your candidate um, basically? Are you happy? You know what I'm saying? Or are you sad? It's gonna it's kind of one or the other right now. And, you know, I mean, I'm being honest, Cuddy, right? You know, I mean, it's real. Like I said, it's real interesting. What's going on? Um, Hold on, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to check these. Like I said, it's been like 3, 4 years. I used to be really good at all of this, doing everything at one time, but not quite right now. So I'm still figuring it out. So let me see here. How does this thing work? And yeah, and by the way, so we got the studio over there. So a lot of people actually don't see this part of our. So this is our newsroom, editors, all that kind of stuff. They're actually setting up for a show right now. But anyways, we're gonna be checking back in. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have, just pop in, have a conversation, and you know, if you're watching this even after the fact, you know, it's good. Put some questions in there, or let me know. You know what I'm saying? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts about this election? What are the next steps for our city? What's our city gonna look like a year from now? What's our city gonna look like 4 years from now? You know, if you voted for Wilson and it turns out that Wilson does end up winning here, you know, what are some of the realistic changes that you want to see here in the city? You know, also I'd be interested. Like, man, I want to hear from like just different categories of people, whether it's, you know, business owners, students, small business owners, just trying to make it. Parents, you know, I mean, just everyday people. I think that, you know, some people say that some, like I said, some elections um, might not be as impactful to people's everyday life, but I think that one way or another, this one will. Come on by, brother. You all good? You can wave at the good people. That's director Eric Wilson. So, anyways, listen, this has been fun. I just wanted to pop on. Like I said, it's been 3 almost going on 4 years, man, since I just sat down and rapped with everybody. Thought this is a great opportunity. You know, you might see the logo there in the corner. Let's see if I'm pointing the right direction. You know, it's our the Big O show. We still rolling it out. Oh, see now I got the corner wrong. All right, we still rolling it out uh and formalizing some things, but you know, until we do over the next few weeks, you'll see me popping on and having fun. So on that note, like I said, man, let me know your thoughts about the selection, where it's heading and everything else. And man, I'll talk to you soon. Let me say peace.